Constitutional Convention of the United States, September 17, 1787. We opened in Independence Hall, Philadelphia after months of deliberations and many disagreements. It was a hot summer made worse by a fly epidemic that plagued the city, creating a nuisance. The Constitution was to be presented and read aloud, where several delegates continued to express concerns. Secretary of the Convention, William Jackson, opens the proceedings.
Okay, time to take attendance. Thomas Jefferson, John, Adams or Hancock, Patrick Henry. Man, is there anyone important here today? Guess we'll have to play this game with the second string. Good thing George is here, or I don't think anyone would have shown up. Let's get on with it. Hello? Hey, are we going to have a convention or do we have to have another rebellion to get everyone's attention? Okay, now I present the President of the Convention, George Washington.
All right, everyone. After 127 days, it is finally time to come together and...
Hey, GW, can you speak up? Those wooden teeth got you mumbling like you got a mouthful of $1 bills.
Yes, sure. The time has come to review and sign our nation's new Constitution. And they aren't made of wood. Everyone knows that. That brain of yours, though, jury's still out. South Carolina, always salty about something.
Hey, fam. Remember when we all gathered here in this hot, fly-infested city just to fix the Articles of Confederation a little? And not go and make a new government from scratch, without any of the citizens asking for it? I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Anyways, we agreed to create 3 branches for the federal government. Article 1 covers the legislative branch.
Excuse me, everyone, but I must make one more small argument for the Virginia plan created by Emmett Randolph and so beautifully drafted by, myself, which says it should have 2 houses, and last but not least, the number of representatives should be determined by each state's population. It's low-key brilliant.
Wig.
Why, thank you.
No, your actual wig. It's falling off.
Sorry. Now, I know that my secretary sent you all copies of this proposal explaining its brilliance. Did anyone here even look at it, or was it too high level for some of you? Bruh, I worked for months writing that plan. Do you know how hard it is to make 55 copies of anything in 1787? Do you realize how many geese are running around cold and naked because of it?
We do have a printing press now, Some brilliant guy invented it. Believe me when I tell you, that's fake news. Geese don't wear clothes in Virginia. It's not even cold there. Ooh, will we allow mail-in voting? Our post office has mail writers that pride themselves on efficiency. I vote no. Mail-in voting will be the biggest scam in the history of politics. No.
The Pennsylvania delegation proposes we take a brief recess so we can finish our oatmeal. William Penn always said an oatmeal a day keeps the...
Yes, oatmeal is the key to my electric personality and why at my age my energy soars like a kite. Plus, I don't have to chew it.
Ugh, Quakers.
Hey, Madison, maybe representation should be determined by the height of each delegate.
Ooh, burn. Here I was thinking jokes would be in short supply today.
Hey, is that why there was a booster seat at my desk when I came in today? Very funny.
That's Gucci. The Virginia plan is legit.
For me, the best part of the Articles of Confederation was that it protected the things important to the small states. My New Jersey plan is what is best for all.
New Jersey plan? That plan would set a barely legal precedent for
Everything is legal in New Jersey.
Seriously? Everyone knows that a Congress with just one house in each state getting equal vote on everything, including taxes, trade, and when to go to war, is the plan we should go with. Together, we can make America great.
See, this is why we have the best conventions with the best mottos. Ask anybody.
Hey, that sounds really, no. I can't think of anything worse than a plan called the New Jersey Plan. Maybe the Hero of Yorktown Plan or even the Mount Vernon Special Plan, but definitely not New Jersey. It's barely a colony. Roger Sherman, can you please explain again your great Connecticut Compromise? We all know anyone from Connecticut must be brilliant.
Oh, joy. I'd love to. We will have a Congress with 2 houses. One, a House of Representatives, which is determined by the state's population, and the other house is the Senate, where every state gets 2 representatives. Now, isn't that as sweet as Abigail Adams' lemon cake?
Yeet.
Believe me when I tell you, that guy's a nerd.
Who are you calling a nerd? This nerd is busy saving the country while you knuckleheads stand there being Judgy McJudgypants. And what kind of name is Gouverneur? Did your parents not like you or something?
Excuse me, George, but Roger is bullying me.
Hey, Gouverneur, that's what you get for always throwing shade. Sherman, you may want to leave him alone before he slanders you on Quiller. So anyway, what about enslaved people?
Whoa. We aren't going to talk about abolishing slavery, are we?
we have already decided that we will not talk about banning importation of slaves for at least another 20 years.
Calm down. We are talking about the small item of enslaved people counting towards the state's population in regards to representation in Congress. We just want it to be fair. Enslaved people should count as a person for the population, just not a person with voting rights.
And how is that fair? If they can't vote, then they shouldn't be counted at all for representation.
Fair? Slavery will die out on its own. It's none of the other states' business. If you force this, they will never get it passed. Hamilton, you think you are so woke? Let it be. Take a cherry-flavored chill pill, everyone. We can figure this out as a group. Anyone want to hear something fake about old George here?
Spill the tea, sis.
Okay, be careful. Be careful. Last time we did that in Boston, it started a war.
Anyways, I heard George never did chop down that cherry tree. That it's a made-up story by his biographer.
Hey, does anybody like fractions?
Me. You know I treasure numbers.
Another compromise, then?
Did I miss something?
What if we make the slave population count as 3/5 of the white population? This way, we make the slave states happy, but not give them the full benefit.
That's sus. It's not perfect like my revolution record, but it will have to do. Are there any objections to this 3/5 compromise? I think that just might work. I think we all know you won't be the one working, Pinkney. Ooh, savage. I guess I can go along with that. Well, Massachusetts doesn't need enslaved people, so thanks for making us suffer for not being evil, nerd. Why do I even hang out with you guys? Ugh. Enough. You're all a bunch of nerds or you wouldn't be allowed in the room.
Psst. Now how did George get in?
You say something, Patterson? We could take this outside if you want. Dueling pistols are in my carriage.
Down, boy. Sorry. Alexander gets upset when you roast on his pops. I mean, BFF. I mean, his former commanding general.
Can we finish this while the sun's still up, or does someone need to invent a way to extend the day by an hour?
I just want to call attention to the fact that Randolph, Jerry, and Mason have refused to sign this Constitution without a Bill of Rights.
What could possibly be missing we haven't argued about already?
They are requesting individual freedoms like speech, religion, and assembly, etc., etc. Ha! Here's a good one. A well-regulated militia necessary to the security of free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Well, that one sounds perfectly clear. Not open to any interpretation, and will certainly not cause any issues in the future. Save them in the notes and we will revisit these later on down the road.
Some just want to make sure they don't ever have to throw away their shot.
Does anyone want to say anything else before we decide to sign this thing?
I know I barely say a word, but yo, George, give me a dope beat.
What? I don't have any beats. And I have no idea what in the name of Mount Vernon is this racket you insist on. Oh, okay. We'll get on with it.
Yo, DJ, drop that track. Listen up. I am the ALEXANDER ham in the place to be. We're all from different states, but it's easy to see. I got you all here to meet in Philly. Look outside the window, we're going up in flames. The articles were horrible, so we had to change the game. This revolution, constitution, we all know it's the solution. What's your contribution to our evolution? We started sweating hour after hour, arguing over who will have the most power. We said central government and you said state. We met in the middle to create something great. And now we're done and it's quite a surprise. A new form of government filled with compromise. It's not perfect and it might need amendments, but it's a good start for our future descendants. Been planning for this since I passed immigration. Now I'm a founding father helping birth a new nation. So we did it, we imposed our will. Now it's time to sign, so someone hand me a quill. What will it take for success to be a lock? Line up behind me and leave you John Hancock. Sign it big and proud, make your voice ring loud. Let the people know that we'll never ever bow down. Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Hamilton, if you don't quit rapping in my ear, I swear on my life I will bludgeon you with this cane where you stand. What is it you always say, Ben? Join or die?
Okay, Ben. We all know you're slow and can't hear and are just here so we can say we didn't age discriminate.
Mr. Hamilton, that was, how do the kids say, lit. Straight fire. As if it wasn't hot enough in this place already. Bars. Bars? My second cousin Billy Joe Pinckney spent some time behind bars for trying to milk his neighbor's chickens. What the?
Alex, that was just the weirdest thing I've seen all summer, and that includes Morris giving Madison a boost to drink from the water well, or Pinckney counting actual sheep to fall asleep.
Thanks, Dad.
Ugh. Can we get on with it, please? Martha, my fig tree, and some time alone in the shade are waiting for me. Let's sign this thing already. Goals.
Does anyone have an extra number 2 quill? Wait, Madison, are you signing already?
Well, it's been a really long time and I have to pee. I'm not signing this thing until it has a Bill of Rights.
I told you before, I don't know anybody named Bill. Never have.
Governor, you're so basic. I don't know how people get us mixed up.
Nope, not signing it. I predict that 9 states won't ratify this thing, causing mass confusion.
Seriously? Someday they will paint a picture of this day and you 3 will be left out. I guess I will have to get with my good friend Publius and have him write some essays to convince you all.
Federalist.
Anti-federalist.
All right, everyone. That's enough now. Get in line, tallest to shortest. Me first.
Oh, and I thought I would beat the traffic.
And the business being thus closed, let's all adjourn to the city tavern and dine together before we head home. Finally, painters often find it difficult to distinguish in their art a rising from a setting sun. I have said often during this convention, with the twists and turns of my hopes and fears as to its issues, while looking at that painting behind the president, that I could not tell whether it was a rising or setting. But now at length I have the happiness to know that it is a rising and not a setting sun.
And they all lived happily ever well. They continued to argue over the need for a Bill of Rights for another 9 months. But once the amendments were promised, the new U.S. Constitution was finally ratified in June of 1788. Then, one by one, from 1789 to 1791, 10 amendments were added by James Madison, giving citizens rights such as speech, religion, fair trial, right to bear arms, search warrants, and other responses to grievances outlined in the Declaration of Independence.